Superman, a 2025 superhero movie featuring, well, Superman. It's a reboot of a classic character and franchise, serving as the first movie of James Gunn's new DC universe. It's a unique story, receiving praise like the movie has a fresh, hopeful tone, vibrant visuals, and a strong performances, with criticisms including pacing issues, undeveloped characters, inconsistent tone, and a lack of Superman's traditional invincibility. Other reviewers explained that the movie was like perusing an individual comic book. It's bright, colorful, crammed with characters who don't quite get enough to do, but it's inviting you into a universe that you may want to spend more time in. The point is, reviews of the movie are somewhat mixed. Personally, I agree with NPR in that it had an old-timey comic book feel. The plot and characters were over the top, with a little logic or realism dictating how things played out. That being said, there was one thing I think this movie did that was objectively praiseworthy, and that's the exploration of themes. A theme is a literary device related to motifs and allegories, whose primary purpose is to convey deeper meaning. According to the most credible sources on literary devices I could find, called literarydevice.com, a theme is a central idea or insight that the author is attempting to convey to the reader through the characters, plot, and other elements of the text. In my experience, a theme is best understood as a question that the story tries to answer. The 2025 film Superman also attempts to explore a theme. Beneath the characters, plot, and world building of the story, there is one persistent question, one persistent theme it addresses. What does it mean to be human? In most stories, the main characters are the primary tools for exploring themes. This idea is firmly rooted in Clark Kent, played by David Cornsweet, establishing the base of his character arc and identity. As always, the first place to start understanding a character is at the beginning. Fortunately, in this movie, we need only wait a matter of minutes before we've shown the core ideals that define beginning of the arc Superman.
We love you more than heaven, our son.
We love you more than land. Our beloved home will soon be gone forever. But hope vitalizes our hearts, and that hope is you, Kal-El. We have searched the universe for a home where you can do the most good and live out Krypton's truth. That place is Earth.
This message from Lara and Jor-El constructs Superman's identity. His mission and purpose are based on his ability to do the most good for Earth. It's as close to a divine commission as you can get, and the driving motivator for every action he takes as Superman. And yet, he still doesn't truly view himself as human. In one telling scene, he demonstrates that he interprets his parents' intentions to mean he is a caretaker of Earth, not just humanity. Not that it's a bad thing to save squirrels and seek asylum for a kaiju wrecking the city, just that it gives us an insight into his perspective. This mindset that he's greater and a nobler being than the rest of humanity is put on full display when he holds an interview with Lois Lane, played by Rachel Brosnahan. She questions him on the legality and ethics of interfering in state affairs between two warring countries. Superman is extremely dismissive, continually minimizing his role in the outcry of his actions, destruction of military assets, and torture, though the latter was, admittedly, mild as far as violent coercion goes. Superman justifies his actions and the great disruption to the political climate by the means, explaining that there were no casualty or even major injuries. His purpose was to accomplish good, not to protect humanity. Perhaps in his mind, that's the same thing, but that illusion is shattered in upcoming confrontations with the antagonist Lex Luthor. As all good antagonists do, Luthor serves as a foil to the theme, as well as character, providing an alternative definition of what it means to be a human. His first references to Superman are as an otherworldly threat, and he continually refers to him as the Kryptonian and an alien. In the scene after Lex Luthor steals a message from Superman's parents, and before the two actually meet, he gives us his first meaningful insight into our theme.
I can't stand the metahumans, but he's so much worse. Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. A thing with a cocky grin and a stupid outfit that's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. Nothing's felt right since he showed up.
I know, Lex. I've sacrificed my own humanity to help get rid of it.
From Luther's own words, we can infer that his definition of human is someone who is literally a human. Biologically, socially, emotionally, to him, Superman is an it. One of the most interesting things about this scene is that they discuss losing their humanity to get rid of Superman. By their own usage of that word, they are defining human not by one's nature, but by the actions one can take. It's an inconsistency in this worldview that hints at the cracks in Lex's reasoning, and the ultimate answer his character represents. So, after repairing the message, Luther releases it to the world, revealing the final part that not even Superman had heard.
The people there are simple and profoundly confused, weak of mind and spirit and body. Lord over the planet as the last son of Krypton.
Dispatch of anyone unable or unwilling to serve you, Kal-El. Take as many wives as you can, so your genes and Krypton's might and legacy will live on in this new frontier.
Do us proud, our beloved son. Rule without mercy.
Hearing this shatters Superman's understanding of his purpose. He's now painfully aware that the definitions he's been using for what Krypton's good and Earth's good are extremely different. Everything he's done has been in contradiction, perhaps even defiance, to the compass that has ruled his life. He doesn't like it, and he certainly disagrees with the message from his parents. But it also succeeds in leaving his worldview in shambles. The reaction of the rest of the world isn't much better.
It's no wonder the Kryptonian interfere with Boravia's interests. And Superman wants to keep them enslaved.
Dude, you got a secret harem?
No, Guy, of course I don't have a
If
harem.
any of that message is even remotely true, then you are exactly the kind of alien threat I was commandeered by the Green Lantern Corps to protect this planet against.
I mean, it seems to me that the only rabid animal around here is Superman. Ever since the discovery of the Kryptonians' master plan, he's gone off the deep end. Thoughts, Chris?
Can't say I'm surprised, Clevis. It's guys like this, they always got a whole bunch of dark, ugly secrets.
What do you mean, guys like this?
Thinks he's better than everybody else. Makes this declaration he's against killing people unless it's absolutely necessary. Really, dude? I mean, it kind of sounds like you're trying to make the guys who are a little more edgier than you look like jerks. You know what I mean?
Notice the specific language the film employs to characterize Superman. He's a rabid animal, a slaver, an alien threat to the planet. Even, perhaps the most damning, he's trying to make edgy guys look like jerks. At this point in the story, the answer to the question of our theme seems clear. What is a human? A human is, well, none of the things we just discussed. And a human most certainly isn't Superman. Broken and confused, Superman allows himself to be taken in by the government. We see more commentary on our theme as he's turned over to Luther.
Is that necessary? I'm coming in of my own accord. No one read me my rights.
Of course, decided those rights don't apply to extraterrestrial organisms. Therefore, at this point, Superman, you don't have any rights to read.
This further reinforces Superman's place among humanity. He's acted above the law the whole time and is now being treated like it by the rest of humanity. Once taken to Luther's pocket dimension, we are introduced to yet another facet of humanity.
Rex, the metahuman known as the Element Man, has been called into service for a specific purpose. He can metamorphose into any known substance, even substances foreign to this planet. Like kryptonite.
So, despite being made of literal elements, Rex still counts as a human in Luther's eyes. He has no more human DNA than Superman, revealing yet another contradiction in the movie's current limited, short-sighted view of what it means to be a human. At this point in time, Superman has lost his identity both as a human and a Kryptonian. He can't refute the definition Luther gave of human, as he can't accept the purpose his parents gave him. He's stuck, as is our theme, in the quagmires of lies and deception laid by Lex Luthor. That is, until he returns home.
They sent me here to rule over. They sent me here to kill people.
Clark, that ain't...
Is our boy gonna be okay?
Yes. Mr. Terrific says yes.
Again, note the language used by the character. Is our boy going to be okay? This first scene lays a subtle foundation for the next one, where an alternative answer to Luther's question is provided.
But you don't seem quite yourself.
Yeah, well, the message that my parents sent with me, I had never heard the second half before.
Well, I'd say what you wanted that message to mean says a whole lot more about you than what anyone meant for it to mean.
Oh, you don't understand. I'm not who I thought I was. They sent me here to hurt people.
Parents aren't for telling their children who they're supposed to be. We are here to give y'all tools, help you make fools of yourselves all on your own. Your choices, Clark. Your actions. That's what makes you who you are.
Pa Clark was an interesting character. He's vastly different than his other media and comic portrayals, but as someone who lives amongst country rednecks, I can tell you they nailed the stereotype perfectly. His markedly simple, earnest personality is worlds apart from the sophistry of the Kryptonian and Terran elites, who have commented on our theme thus far. It gives him a, pardon the pun, down-to-earth perspective that touches the heart, and not the intellectualism humanity has been dictated by so far. In his conclusion, one's humanity isn't defined by what they are, but who they are. It's as simple and earnest as Pa himself. Your intentions matter more than your blood. And to him, Clark's his son, biological or not. This strikes Superman at the right moment, reframing everything he'd thought his entire life. All of the good he'd done hadn't been wasted, or even part of the agenda he thought his parents had given him. Instead, his selfless acts had built his character and shown who he was on the inside. This new perspective, this new definition of humanity, turns everything that has and will happen through the rest of the film on its head. For example, Superman carefully avoided taking a life, no matter how small, unless it was necessary. But others who claimed human blood killed left and right. Never mind the bloodthirsty Baravians or Luthor's elite squad of metahumans. Luthor himself murdered Superman's casual associate in cold blood and was completely unbothered by it. An even greater irony is that Hawkgirl actually assassinates the president of Barovia and draws no criticism or commentary, while Superman took a lot of heat for just threatening him. Circling around to the theme, what is the ultimate answer our movie arrives at? What does it mean to be human? It's one's actions and their intent that make one human, not their blood. We're shown countless examples throughout the film where humans lose their humanity, in Luthor's own words, while Superman, through his works, gains it. And in the end, that's what Superman is all about. It's a message of hope, of integrity and goodness. Being truly human, being strong, selfless, and courageous, just like Superman. That's it from me for today. Be sure to give the video a like and leave a comment below if you agree or disagree with my analysis. Thanks.